Four, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ryan here, but you all know Starcraft commentary. It's going to be the second matchup in the Group H of the round 32 in the Avalon MSL. Firebathero facing off against Pure on Byzantium 3. We're going to have Pure as the brown protoss at 11 o'clock, and we're going to have Firebathero as the yellow terran at 1 o'clock position. Pure, a WeMade FOX player, yet another player of WeMade FOX fame playing here, and well, one of the few players, I think he's the only player aside from Nada that has made it into this championship, into this MSL championship for the Fox team. I believe that is the case. But yeah, very interesting statistics here. Firebathero, of course, known for being overall a great player, except when it comes to TVTs. He's very good TVZ. He's a pretty decent TVT player, but his TVP is historically horrible. It's still under 40%, even though during, I believe, 2 Star Leagues ago, I believe it was in the OSL, the Increment OSL, I think it was. Don't want to be quoted on that, but I think it was the Increment OSL where he pulled off some very decent anti-protoss play, managed to got himself a group with only tosses in him in the round of 16, I believe it was, and crushed all the protosses that were there with him, including Bisu. After which he also faced off against Tempest in the round of 8, crushed him as well, but then faced off against Bisu. I'm not quite sure if I got all the rounds correctly. Just to let you guys know, I know he faced off against Tempest, who he crushed easily, but then he ended up facing against Bisu in a series and lost 3-0 if I remember correctly. So he was humbled in the end and showed that despite his funky strategies that he went for very, very aggressive play, heavily based also on vulture harassment, and that really caught a lot of players off guard. But as soon as Bisu, he played against him once, lost against him once, and after that he was totally ready for him. Now, talk a bit about Pure. Pure is one of those players that, kind of solid overall. He can bring the game when needs to be. He's a pretty decent PvP player, but overall, his statistics are not really up to par. He's about 45% versus Zerg, also about 45% against Terran. Just really, I look forward to seeing what he can do in this Star League, but I'm not expecting too much out of him. He has a group where he actually has a chance. Firebathero, Much, and 4GG. These are players I see him potentially beating. And of course, you sometimes do see the underdog beat the player, although he definitely has a favorable matchup here, even though he's not the best against Protoss. If he plays a solid game, I think, or even if he pulls off some surprises, he might catch Firebathero off guard and beat him and get himself into the winner's match against 4GG, where of course it might be a little bit harder for him there, but still very good. 4GG, of course, is A-level, definitely A-level, very close to S-class. He kind of went to S-class temporarily when he won his Arena MSL, but then still, since then, hasn't really showed the play necessary to be a star player that's always at the top. Just hasn't won consistently enough. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Both players just scouting around in wrong directions. They are, of course, at not cross positions, so if they go in the wrong direction, it's going to take them a long time to scout, and that's exactly the case here. Both players sending out their scouts a little bit late. 17_, that's spinning off one gateway for Pure, so he has one single Zealot alongside Dragoon that's going to use to block off his Ram. Okay, no, he's actually going to move his Dragoon out, use his Zealot to block it off. One pylon going to meet a CV there that Firebathero is now going to run up, probably going to try to see if there's a main there at the lower left. And quickly looking at the poll, very, very even. 52% think Firebathero will win, 48% think Pure will take it. No, I'm sorry, it's the other way around, I believe. 48% think Firebathero will take it, 52% think Pure will take it. So, the polls really shows, overall, if this was Firebathero up against a Zerg or a Terran of Pure's level, I honestly believe people would favor Firebathero a lot more, but Firebathero is historically known for horrible TVP play. Now going to try to run his SCV through, but it is a Zealot blocking there. Is going to lose his scout, so the only thing he's going to know is that Pure's not going for a quick expand. And that's pretty much it. Firebathero amassing a pretty decent number of Marines. Actually, apparently thinking of going for a one-fact push. It has one tank alongside all the Marines. We can see who actually goes for it or not. Pure on the opposite side has put down this robotics facility, also getting a second gateway, and actually hiding his observatory a little bit at the lower left-hand corner, just in case scans goes off. Firebathero now also going to add in a vulture. That's most likely going to be for the mine, so he's going to have 5 Marines, I believe, alongside a tank, and a vulture that's going to have some mines out. Probe coming in from the side, mines being planted. but the probe is going to spot the SCV. That is most likely going to put down expansion. He's going to get killed though. But Marine's going to meet a Zealot and some Dragoons, one single tank. What Firebathero really has to do, has the 6 Marines, has to really protect that tank. There is more Dragoons now up for Pure, and he's going to have a range upgrade soon. Should be able to protect his position fairly well. First initial Zealot is going to go down. 1 Marine goes down now. Marines are just engaging the Dragoons while the tank tries to stay away. Tank also has pretty... losing that tank though. Tank is pretty decent range, even without siege, but still horrible mistake. Now Vulture coming in, managed to planting one single mine. Probably is going to get killed now. Not going to be able to plant another mine. Vulture goes down. Still Marine alive, but that also now goes down. So Firebathero not being really too successful. Pure is not going to reinforce with even more Dragoons. 1 SCV there also for Firebathero, just there to spot what it is that Pure is going to do. First Observer now out for Pure as well, so any mine laying is not going to be too successful, although Pure is not really focusing on his main at the moment. Has a couple idle probes, also going to put down natural expansion. Vulture's on the field now for Firebathero, so the only thing he can do is try to delay, but with the Observer in the field, not really sure how successful he will be at that. Also putting down his Engineer Bay, getting himself ready for drops, because I think he might have spotted the shimmer of the Observer. So he knows that drops, Weaver drops could be coming. He's actually also being forced to put down a bunker at his natural expansion, which he's putting up. Does manage to get a Vulture through. Yes, he should be able to get inside of the main. We're going to see if he gets enough time to try to do something. On the opposite side, Pure is actually going to push in 1 single Marine, I believe, inside that bunker. Marines are going to start repairing. There is 1 tank there to help defend, but I'm not sure if it has siege or not. Close to 9 o'clock position. 1 single Dragoon got taken out, but what I saw, Vulture probably very heavily damaged Dragoon there. I still don't see a robotic support from Pure, just not getting his natural, so he's going to be a little economically behind, but if he manages to do some pretty decent troop damage here, will be still pretty good position. He's not going to be able to push in. Might actually take out this barracks, but RCV repairing it. Tank's almost in position for Firebathero as soon as he has siege out. Oh, never mind, doesn't even need the siege. Pure is going to push back a little bit. Still sitting pretty outside of Firebathero's base. Knows that if Firebathero is going to move something out, he's going to be ready for a robotics facility now. Robotics support, now coming down. So we are going to see Reaver play fairly soon for Pure. And I think if Pure manages to do some decent economic harass, of course there are going to be turrets in play very soon for Firebathero. If Pure does manage to do some pretty decent harassment, he's going to be in a good position. Armory also now up for Firebathero, so he's going to have some Goliaths out in the field if necessary, and also going to be getting up some upgrades soon enough. Still think he's only producing off 1 fact, so he should be really putting down something else. Now finally putting down some turrets, try to counter any shuttles that can be coming his way. First shuttle now is in play. We're going to see what actually waits for the Reaver. We decide to do something interesting. Is that robotic support is up, so the Reaver most likely waiting, and Pure actually thinking of taking an expansion 9 o'clock base. Turrets being put down all over the place, in fact, by Firebathero, so he's just going to try to use them as partial spotters as well as trying to take out random observers, of course. And